right, and 1.3 is called power rule of exponents. Power rule is different from product rule that we learned on the first lesson. When raising an exponent to another power, you're going to multiply the powers. Okay, so let's start with an easy one. X squared raised to the 4th power. Let's start from the inside and expand this x squared, which would be x times x. That is happening 4 times. So I have x times another x times x, times another x times x, times another x times x. So you can see these pairs of x's getting multiplied together 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Well, since they're all getting multiplied together, I can condense them into x to the 8th power. And what do? 2 times 4 is 8. So the rule itself is really simple. All right, so number 2, I want you to start trying to visualize this is q times itself 6 times. That grouping times itself 4 times. So you're going to have 6 4 times. 6 times 4 would be q to the 24th power. Of course, they get a little more difficult. Now we have a coefficient thrown in here, 5 times r, that quantity or amount squared. So again, let's expand this a little bit. This 5r is getting multiplied by itself to make it squared. So what I need to do is take 5 times 5, which is 25. R times r is r to the 2nd power. That is my answer. So you have to be super careful when you have a coefficient and make sure that you're taking your coefficient to the power on the outside and then your variable, whatever power it has, times the power on the outside. So you're kind of doing 2 things there. All right, number 4, we have this negative in front. Okay, so let's try to do it without writing the whole thing out. We would take -4 and square it. -4 times -4 is positive 16. So whenever you take a negative and you square it, it's always a positive. And then my rule here is to take 5 times 2, and that would be r to the 10th. Okay, but what happens if we have a negative to the 3rd power? Well, 3 is an odd number. So if I have -4 times -4 times -4, a negative times a negative is a positive, but then a positive times that uneven negative, that odd numbered negative, makes it negative. And -4 to the 3rd power, if you do it on your calculator, is negative 64. And then this is x to the 1st power, so 1 times 3 is 3. Okay, see if you could figure out number 6. All right, there's a -1 hiding here as our coefficient. So -1 times itself 3 times is going to be -1. And then 2 times 3 is 6. We don't need to have the 1 here, so I just put -k to the 6th. Delta Math will take either answer, but we want to write as few of numbers and letters as we possibly can. All right, now they get even a little more tricky, I guess I'd say, because we get multiple variables. Okay, so make sure you're taking this whole thing in here and squaring it, and doing this rule. So we would take 3 to the 2nd power, which is not 6. It's 3 squared, which is 9, and then just 4 times 2 and 3 times 2. And that would be our answer. Okay, this one, take -3 to the 5th power. Now that I don't know what it is. I always put the number in parentheses and then my power on the outside. The power button is, let me show you, this little up arrow key right here under the clear button. And that is -243. Okay, and then 2 times 5, 4 times 5. Okay, on number 9, this is another good lesson of you have to put your -4, I didn't do it, in parentheses. and then your little up arrow key right here under the clear button to the 4th power. It should be a positive. If you did not get a positive 256, then you put it in without the parentheses, and that's wrong. Calculator's not wrong. How you put it in is wrong. Your calculator's doing order of operations, so it's going to do the exponent part first, 4 to the 4th power, and then times that negative in front. Versus we actually want to take -4 times itself 4 times, which results in a positive. So even power, always a positive, odd power, a negative if the number is a negative. Okay, and then we would have 2 times 4 is 8, and that would be 1 times 4 is 4. All right, try to do number 10. All right, -3 to the 3rd power is -27. Could have done that in your head. -3 times -3 is 9. 9 times -3 is -27. And then x cubed, y to the 15th. And that's it.